Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes. Or if you feel like being a lurker, go ahead and lurk. It is a Monday night. It's Manga Monday. So in the second hour, we'll talk about a manga that I've been reading. We'll talk about some anime, of course. We've got some updates from various stories and shenanigans. Ghost Valve is here. Welcome, Ghost Valve. We're going to finish up a model kit. I've got the next model kit to build in case we have time. But I think this could probably take a full stream to do the backpack and the weapons and the shield for the Calibarn. But we're going to finish the fight tonight. And that fight is the Calibarn. We are currently at 40 subscribers. The goal is 50. The goal is always 50. Always trying to hit that big 5-0. If you'd like to become a subscriber, that would be great. Reminder, if you want to gift 2 subs into this community right now, you can take part in a promotion. If you gift 2 subs right now, tonight, while I'm in the Just Chatting, you'll be able to get 60 days a free trial over at the at Crunchyroll at their top tier, the Mega Fan Premium tier, which is pretty cool. So consider that if you wanted to gift a sub, you would get something. It wouldn't just be the satisfaction of knowing you did good. We are currently still dealing with some drop frames. That will be an issue. But my technology update is, hey, Dirty, welcome. Technology update. Update 1. My headphones, not hearing any feedback. I have rerouted how the power goes to my speakers and how the cable goes from my speakers to my PC using an extender. I have thus far seemed to have gotten rid of the line noise that was affecting that. So I do not have to replace my speakers as of right now. So that's good. My upload is steadier than it's ever been. Which is great. Hey, Lord Crashington. So my upload is pretty consistent due to the changes in using acceleration and dropping down to a previous NVIDIA driver seems to have held. Now, we have dropped frames, and we're probably going to continue to drop frames tonight. That can only be well, that's not true. A high probability exists. The possibilities are high that a new router would clear up some of these problems. That the range of a new router would be better for my Wi-Fi extender to reach, to get that signal, and it would therefore be a more stable signal and more a smooth experience. And which is coming. A new router has been ordered. It will most likely be delivered Wednesday or Thursday. So Thursday's stream, knock on wood, might actually be stable. We might have a stable upload. And then I would even be able to increase the bit rate back to where it was previously. Do I know for sure that getting a new router will solve the drop frames problem? No, I do not know that. Am I confident that the router is old enough that anything newer and would be better? Yes, I am confident that I will at the very least, I'll say this. Maybe my upload won't get any better, but my quality of streaming my quality of life in general will improve with that. So it's worthy to get that. That's happening. Funds were made available due to some, I'll dive into this because occasionally I talk about these things. A job that was taking its sweet fucking time to pay me, paid me. Hello, Wrist fan. Welcome, welcome. Thus, paying me has made it so that I can afford to pick up a new router. And again, purchase that today. Scheduled delivery on Wednesday. Who knows? Let's say Thursday. But I don't stream on Wednesday anyway, so, whatever. So even though I have dropped some frames tonight, and will probably continue to drop frames tonight, because that just seems to be what the vibe is, it looks like things will, would hope that Thursday's stream will improve. Also, just a little update for me, because I've done some fundraising in the past, about dental work. I will not be having any done until January. So expect around January that I will be doing some sort of fundraising effort to fill in the. I have temporary fillings, and I'm pushing those temporary fillings as long as I can so I can get permanent fillings at some point. But that will not happen until January. So look out for that, I guess. I believe those are all the updates about what's going on with me and our Tech Corner update. But again, my headphone stuff cleared up, so I am not frustrated by that. Still going to be dropping frames tonight. Theoretically, a high probability that Thursday's stream will be better. There is a stream tomorrow. I'm going to be playing Pokemon Black Randomizer, picking up where we left off. We've only done it once. I kind of can't believe we haven't gone back to it, but we haven't. So tomorrow we go back to it. And then, yes, next Tuesday, next Tuesday we will, of course, do something else. Next Tuesday will be the Back to the Future expansion for Power Wash Simulator. The DLC, I should say, not expansion. The DLC for Power Wash Simulator will be next Tuesday, because we need to check that out. And the Tuesday after that, still deciding. I will know by a couple days because I'll have to announce it. So I should have to know in a couple days what I'm going to do about that. Let's go to the overhead. Here's our kit. We are going to keep working on it. We're body complete on our Calibarn. It is time to work on the backpack. So technically we're not fully body complete, but we're getting close to it. So work on that. I know Ghost Valve is here. Hello, Ghost Valve. There will be a video going out tomorrow on my YouTube that went out to my $5 and $10 patrons today, taking a look at the kit that I purchased thanks to your generosity. The kit that is on deck that I have in my hands, the real grade Gundam Epion. And that will be the next thing that I build because thanks to Ghost Valve's generosity, I was able to pick that kit up with some gift cards specifically to build that. And so that'll be the next thing we build. We're going to build a very cool looking real grade and one of my favorite kits from Gundam Wing. So I'm excited to work on that next. That's on deck and in my possession, which is great. Let's see. Here's an update. That's good. So obviously, what I'm about to say, this is not as good as, I don't know, not being laid off. But the Bandcamp United has announced that they have reached a tentative agreement on severance with Epic Games. And you're like, well, Pat, I thought the company got sold. Well, they did. But in part of selling them off, Epic Games took on the brunt and responsibility of laying people off. So it was basically they laid people off to make the company leaner, or the Bandcamp leaner, I should say, as it got sold. And so that relies on, Epic to make concessions here in this particular case. Basically, it's part of the deal that they sold a smaller version of it, and then they take on the responsibility of that. So the tentative agreement with Epic Games regarding severance for laid off Bandcamp United workers, which is great. And they'll get more information soon. They say, having a union in this moment allowed us to bring Epic Games to the table and negotiate over the terms of severance. We fought the status quo and demanded a more just agreement for our laid off comrades. We are hopeful that it will allow those workers more security in their future. So that's good. Good news. Again, details not fully out there yet. We'll probably hear more about that soon. But that is good news in a climate that we don't get a lot of that. So, and something just fell. Oh, shoot. Something fell, and I don't know what did. Something fell. Hold on. I'll be right back in just a moment. Let me. Coming back. It was nothing important. What fell was not important, and I did not need to do that, but I'm glad I went and looked, because you never know. All right, let's see. Yeah, we're working it out on our backpack here. Of course, our beam sabers will go in the backpack as well. We got to make it look nice and pretty. And we will still panel line this, even though it's the back of the kit, because we know that it's there. And also, I like panel lining. So, do that. Yeah, and let's see. Another update. Uh, Bear Cave and Senor Bear, how's it going tonight? S Wild, it's going well. We just kind of are dipping into the build tonight, working on finishing up the Calibarn. But yeah, it's going well. Haven't been streaming too long tonight yet, but excited to work on this kit because it has been enjoyable. I'm going to panel line this before I attach it because it'll be easier. Sometimes it's just easier. Sometimes you want to have the whole kit be complete and assembled, and you can go in with the detail work. But other times, you just know, like, all right, it's going to be annoying getting in here with a marker when this is deep in the backpack. So I'll just do it now. And you don't have to do much with this. I'm just hitting the grooves here. So, you may have heard about Coyote versus Acme, in the style of Roger Rabbit mix of live action and animation movie featuring Wile E. Coyote and a lawsuit against Acme Company. S1 says, awesome, just walked back from my store that had just restocked all their shelves, got my Macross Plus YF19. Hell yeah, enjoy. Glad you were able to pick something up you wanted there. Nice. Yes, so you may have heard that Warner Brothers, they were like, we're just shelving it. This is not the first time that they've done that. A completed movie. In this particular case, people have seen it. It wasn't like the Scooby-Doo movie where only people who worked on it, or the Batgirl film where only people who worked on it had seen it. This movie had been in test screenings. And people had... It tested very well. It looked like it would be pretty popular. And then a thing that didn't happen the last time happened this time. As soon as word got out that, this is getting shelved, the people associated with making it, including people who worked on it in effects and various other fields, started a grassroots campaign letting people know the movie was cool and good. Because it wasn't, when Batgirl and Scooby-Doo, I forget the exact title of that film, when those movies got shelved, the word that came out, the word on the word directly from Warner Brothers and DC was, this is not of a good quality, this is not, even though it's done, it does not meet our standards, we're not going to put it out. Which is very funny from WB, or DC particularly, and WB in general. So they said, hey, no, we're not doing this. When that happened, they're like, this is not a thing we're going to be doing regularly. This is an emergency course correction. Do not expect this in the future. This is just this one time where these two movies, they got to be done. So it was interesting when this movie came out and people were like, but people really like this. So you're just doing this because you don't think this movie will make enough money over time to justify it coming out and you marketing it and immediately saying, hey, we shelved this, we'll make the short term look okay. Because apparently this movie would make money because it's gotten rave reviews in test screenings. It's, it seems to be doing well. It's got fucking John Cena in it, so it will do well in China. Because John Cena does very well in China because he fucking learned Mandarin. Basically, it's just like, it's one of those things you're like, come on. This just seems like short-term money, just like short-term, short-sighted benefits that are in quotation marks. S says, I really cannot understand these decisions at all. I mean, I understand they don't want to pay the money to everyone involved. It's just the whole industry seems like madness today. Yeah. Yes, it is. So obviously, when we talk about these things, it must be said within the conversation, of course, that this happens under the general umbrella of venture capital, capitalism, whatever terms you want to say there. Um, Huge mega corporations looking for infinite growth. Infinite growth is impossible, and steady growth, forget stagnation. Forget stagnation. Steady growth is not enough. Exponential, impossible, consistently outrageous growth is the desire. And when you cannot meet that, then you are a failure. And that's unfortunate for art. It's unfortunate for humanity, but it's certainly unfortunate for art, where there should be a world where you can be a modest success. Because perhaps a modest success will build to greater success in the future. It will build a foundation. Iron Man made some money, but the movie Iron Man didn't didn't like do gangbusters, and the start of a thing has to like there have to be chances for there to be a start of the thing, because it's very important to remember that Robert Downey Jr. fucked up so much. He fucked up so much. He was given so many chances. Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark was a risk, a huge risk, a financial risk. Yes, him playing Tony Stark made a lot of sense. It's very fucking good casting. But it's not casting you make if you are scared, if you are afraid of, like, if you were determined that this has to be the most successful movie of all time, because the ones before it were really successful. And it's a thing where you're like, okay, so they have John Cena in a like Looney Tunes by way of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and it's testing very well, and it's done, and it came in under budget, not even on budget. It came in under budget, and the director, just to make it to help it come in under budget, the director flew to London and lived in London for a year and a half for post-production, because that would save on travel costs. And so it came in under budget, and still not enough. But at the very least, we can say that there is a possibility saving money by, yes, well, Lord Crashington, he saved money by moving to London so that the budget didn't have to pay him to fly back and forth, because his family does not live in London. He flew alone and lived in London to finish the movie, because that's way cheaper than international flights consistently, which was also part of his director's deal. He should have been able to do that, and he chose not to do that. So even though it is living in London, which is wild to think about, it is way cheaper than over a year and a half. How many fucking flights that's going to be? You also end up with an edited movie faster that way. But what the point that I was trying to get to is, right now they are able to shop it around. They are able to shop it. It looks like Amazon is the party that is most interested in it. They have purchased things from the WB before, and can make a whole Prime party, a big Prime event. This movie also has good publicity going into it. It has a good story, because it will be the movie that almost didn't come out, and it's out. And thank you, Amazon, for putting it out. So it's a feel good story for billionaires, but whatever. Yeah. And this is not because WB necessarily had a change of heart and they're exploring other options. Most likely it is because suddenly a bunch of people were like, hey, cancel my meetings with the WB, because directors and writers and producers are like, why would I not think this could happen to me? What if I put in 2, 3, 4, 5 years of my life and finish a movie? Actually do the incredibly difficult thing of finishing the fight, making the whole thing, and then they could just decide for a tax break. Why would I want to take a meeting? So they're hopeful by this, Warner Brothers is hopeful that this will kind of soothe people a little bit and get them to be like, oh, okay, well, it's very, I guess the new worst case is I have to shop around my movie that's completed to other people, which is obviously not ideal either, but it's better than the movie just sitting on a shelf, not existing. So that's good. There's your update for Coyote vs. Acme. Hey, the Game Awards are going to happen next month. I'm not going to stream the Game Awards because I never have. And in fact, I will be streaming during the Game Awards because I don't give a shit about award shows for video games. But it is interesting to discuss it. So we will talk about the nominees. The nominees come from over 100 media people, publications, websites, independent folks, YouTubers and Instagram people and all kinds of different things. Hello, Vicky. Welcome. Bunch of different people put forth these opinions. There are a couple surprises that we'll just say right off the bat. I am surprised. Oh yes, Vicky, we are working on finishing up the Calibarn tonight. I am surprised that Alan Wake 2 got as many nominations as it did. When I think about when my only assumption is that a lot of people, not a lot of people, a lot of people got Alan Wake 2 very early. Like, obviously, press gets games early, but Remedy must have set this game out really early so that people were able to play Alan Wake 2 before the nomination window closed, because that game is very recent. Generally, games that come out this month. The same thing with Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Very recent game, still nominated for things, but also it bears reminding that Nintendo is usually done with their games very early anyway, and a lot of people get games for, not a lot, but many people that do reviews get games very early from Nintendo, so it makes sense that that makes sense to me, but I was surprised by Alan Wake 2. Not surprised by Marvel's Spider-Man 2, because Sony would definitely want that game out early. So that did not surprise me. S says, a lot of comedians I've listened to over the years have had to learn this thing with their specials as well. Those are the means that I've heard talk about it all. Pay up front and produce it themselves and then sell it to a streamer or just put it on YouTube. Even if they try to go to the studio, they never get it done. Yes. So there are like there were like 3 places where you could earnestly, easily produce your specials: Comedy Central, Netflix, and HBO. Showtime, sometimes. Showtime kind of got out of it. They're very selective now. HBO, pretty much kind of, not out of the game, but very selective these days. Netflix, still offering deals, still producing stuff, but there are a lot of people who produce their own specials and then sell it to Netflix now as well. So that's a mix. And then Comedy Central, nobody is complete. No. It is very unlikely that if you watch a special on Comedy Central, that special was paid for by the comedian. That there certainly exists the possibility of that. I'm not saying that it's impossible that happens, but it is unlikely. Generally, Comedy Central is paying for those specials. If you see anything on Amazon Prime, that is somebody that pitched their special and sold their special. Same thing with Hulu. Amazon Prime, Hulu. I mean, any of those. And then again, also, there are people that just do like a Vimeo release, early access, and then put it on YouTube or a members only on YouTube. If they have a large YouTube following, they can at least attempt that as well. They can try to just get people to be a member there and get it early. Yeah, that's certainly a strategy right now with stand-up comedians and their specials, is just try to get it done and then try to sell it. And eventually you can just give it away, chop it up as clips and on various social media platforms, and then you have good-looking material, and you're getting it done. You're getting the subtitles put on there, or closed captions, I should say, and you're doing all that work as well. So talking about the Game Awards, we should just chat about that a bit here. We'll go through the categories. Before we start, I will say 0 nominations for the Harry Potter video game. Hogwarts, 0 nominations in any category. Get fucked. And hooray. Now to the actual nominees, the ones that have been nominated. And then, of course, if there are games that you're like, oh, I'm surprised that didn't get included, feel free to mention that in chat, or at least say what the category is as I'll go through them, because there is a delay between me and you. Alan Wake 2 for Game of the Year. Baldur's Gate 3 for Game of the Year. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Resident Evil 4, the newest remake, is on this list somehow. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm surprised. Super Mario Bros. Wonder and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Starfield, not on this list. Interesting that Starfield is not on this list. Yeah, I am surprised that Starfield didn't even get that nomination. I believe, in my opinion, in my heart of hearts opinion, Starfield is a game that games journalists will get bothered about for years to come, because I think that game will get patches and will get DLC and will get mod support, more and more cool mods, and then people who bought the game and really enjoyed it will be like, I can't believe that wasn't in your top 10. But I'm not super surprised that people that for a living play video games and review video games bounced off of it pretty quickly, because it came in very hot. But I do think that'll have I think it's going to have a long tail. Of this list, I have only played one game. So for me, my game of the year of this list would be Alan Wake 2. Do I know what actually is my game of the year? I don't. It's probably Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 is a very good fucking video game. The Game Awards is way more a marketing event than movie awards, but it doesn't sit well with me that giant games come out a couple weeks to a month before and basically are auto-nominated. Well, yeah, remember, Call of Duty, not nominated. Call of Duty, also, Alan Wake 2, probably not within the window. But like I said at the beginning, these people that are doing these nominations have played these games, and they are fresh in their minds, much like the Academy Awards. It's kind of difficult to be a movie that comes out at the beginning of the year to get nominated, or the end of the year. A December movie? Forget it. That's not getting nominated. It is all sequels and remakes. I mean, Wonder isn't necessarily a sequel. It is a process, is a franchise game. They are all franchise games. And also should mention, we're going to come to this argument again. Larian is an independent studio. Larian is not, in my estimation, an indie studio. And I feel like there is a difference. And we'll come to it when we talk about independent game. Larian is not included in that, or Larian, I should say, Baldur's Gate 3, not listed on Best Indie. In my opinion, an independent studio that raised a ton of money, to me, doesn't feel like an indie studio. And because, AAA, triple indie, people have tried various things. I'm not gonna come here and give a good name for it. But Larian is an independent studio, and it is cool to see them. Also, Baldur's Gate 3 being on a Game of the Year list. Um, Not on the quality of Baldur's Gate, but the idea of Baldur's Gate 3 being there is wild and cool and should not be overlooked. I think of this list, the big standout to me is Resident Evil 4 as being a game that I would be like, I don't know about that one. Best game direction: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Mario Brothers Wonder, Tears of the Kingdom. So basically, the best game direction is all of the Game of the Year except for Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4, not the best game direction. Um, yeah, yes, we will get to that. SWAT. We'll get to that when we talk about the category. Um, Best adaptation: Castlevania Nocturne, Gran Turismo, The Last of Us, Super Mario Brothers movie, and Twisted Metal. This category, I don't hate this category. I think this category is kind of fun because it's just like, yeah, video games get made. No problem. SWAT. I did mention indie when I was talking about Baldur's Gate, so it's fine. I got ahead of myself as well. Best adaptation for me is the Super Mario Brothers movie, which is still a fairly pedestrian, low risk movie. It's very funny that the second attempt at making the second international attempt, because there is an animated hour-long feature that was screened in some movie theaters in Japan. It's an isekai. It's not great, but it's fun. That was the first Mario movie. The second Mario movie is live action. This is the third Mario movie, technically, but everyone calls it the second, and that's fine. So this Mario movie is, less interesting in many ways to the live action, but it's still very good. Nocturne was fun. I don't think Nocturne was as good as some people say. In my personal opinion, Nocturne isn't as solid, but is still good. Let's panel line these things right now. We panel line them, so let's hit the eraser and then we'll put them together. Have not seen Twisted Metal, heard okay things. Have not seen Gran Turismo, no plans to see it. Have not seen The Last of Us, no plans to see it. Lord Crashin would pick Twisted Metal. There you go. Best narrative: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 14. I'm doing my math. Or 16. Final Fantasy 16. My Roman numerals are wrong. Why would it be 14? It'd be 16. And Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Alan Wake 2 is a very fucking good video game, and the narrative is nonsense in some parts, but is very cool. Hey, I'm not the first person to say this, and I won't say it as well as other people can say it. I won't say it as eloquently as other people can. Alan Wake 2 is about death of the author. It's about not being like the myth, just being a person and part of a team. It's Sam Lake and company made a game about the dangers of elevating men like Sam Lake, and it kind of fucking rules just for that. It's also fun. Combat could be better, but and I got lost sometimes in ways that didn't feel fair, but it's kind of fucking wild. DLC versus full games feels weird in this category. I agree. I feel like if the Cyberpunk was a standalone expansion, I would be fine with it. But it being DLC in this category is a little weird. But also, this is probably where Cyberpunk was going to fit in, if anywhere. And from what I understand, it makes the game better, and that's cool. Best art direction: Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Legend of there feels weird for art direction because it's it is a sequel, and it is a direct sequel, and there's new shit, but Wonder, everything I've seen about Wonder is great. Hi-Fi Rush fucking rules. I'm just happy that Hi-Fi Rush was nominated. I think Hi-Fi Rush being in this category, or being in this, is awesome. Very happy that they were included in this. That would probably be mine. Hi-Fi Rush was robbed for Game of the Year not being nominated. Okay, I could see that. I think Hi-Fi Rush if they had like 8 nominations, right? Hi-Fi Rush makes the list for 8. I don't know if it makes the list for 6, but I hear you. For me, it's Hi-Fi Rush. I think Alan Wake 2 has some good art direction, but like nothing spectacular. I think Hi-Fi Rush is just like a vibe that works throughout and is very consistent in it. And it just it's a game that just fucking feels good and looks good. Best score in music: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, Lies of P, just nothing about Lies of P interests me at all. Like, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to play it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to think about it. That's just me. Everybody's entitled to their own thoughts on that, but that's just where I fall. Okay, sorry. Petri Alanko for Alan Wake 2. Borislav Kozlov for Baldur's Gate 3. Masahiro Shogun for Final Fantasy 16. Audio director for Hi-Fi Rush was Sushi Korbri. And Legend of Zelda is Nintendo Sound Team. No director included. They just include Nintendo Sound Team, which is a little bit of a bummer when you compare it to other named people in the category. But of course, it's a team. Let's see, 16. I need to pull 16 out of here. 16, A16. 12, 15, 16. Great. I'm just pulling this out. It doesn't go until later. There are a lot of stickers that have to go into this broomstick gun that we're building here. We're building the broomstick gun, so we're going to have to put a bunch of stickers on this. For score, I think Alan Wake 2 is great. What I have watched of Baldur's Gate 3, they fucking nailed it. But here's the thing. Hi-Fi Rush is a music game, and the music is great. So I'm going with Hi-Fi Rush. Although it'll probably go to Baldur's Gate 3, because, score and music. Probably going to win that. Best audio design, Alan Wake 2. Dead Space. The Dead Space remake getting here. Even the DMCA free versions are good. Totally. Yeah, the no problem versions. Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Resident Evil 4. Oh, Hi-Fi Rush, best audio design. What I have watched of the Dead Space remake was fucking unsettling in a very good way, so I will give them credit for that. Alan Wake 2, its audio design is creepy and weird in ways that I'm really on board with. It's very good in that respect. I haven't watched enough Spider-Man 2 to really be a good judge of that. I could see myself loving that, but probably not. I don't know. Hi-Fi Rush. Just go with Hi-Fi Rush for anything audio. Best performance. Ben Starr, Final Fantasy 16. Cameron Mohan, Star Wars Jedi, Survivor. Remember that video game? That's you can nominate that game. Idris Alba, Cyberpunk 2077. Melanie Limbrand, Alan Wake 2. Neil Newborn, Baldur's Gate 3. And Yuri Lowenthal, Marvel Spider-Man 2. So, this is one of those categories where I will say, in a very shitty manner, who's going to show up? Because if they can't get them to show up, they might not win the award, unless they can get them to make a video, and then they'll go from there. But Idris Alba wins, even if I don't think Cyberpunk is the winner, if they can get Idris Alba there, and it doesn't matter, and they'll just fucking make it happen. But other than that, Yuri probably does a really good job. But if they can get Idris Alba to make a video, they'll give it to Idris Alba, because fuck. right? Like they're gonna do that. So that's my guess. That's my guess on that one. Also, people just be like, I don't care about Cyberpunk, but I'll vote for Idris. Innovation in Accessibility Award. And I wish that this included why they were nominated, because that would be helpful. And I will admit my own shortcomings in not knowing why they were nominated, other than probably control schemes. Diablo 4, first nomination we've seen. Forza Motorsport, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter 6. I know that the fighting games here, both first-time nominations for our fighting games on this list, that the fighting games have gone out of their way to try to be accessible for a lot of people, a lot of wide-wielding options. I have heard incredibly good things about the accessibility features for Forza games. I do believe they have won this category previously, and so I would assume that wins this category here because people really do seem to appreciate and acknowledge the work they put in that respect. Spider-Man 2 and Forza are probably the leaders, says Lord Crash. Well, there you go. Hi-Fi Rush does make it easier to play for folks that have trouble with that. Forza Horizon 5 won it for a feature that wasn't in the game yet, which stunk. Ooh, Lord Crash, that does stink. That was the it's coming, huh? That was the we'll get you now for the thing you're going to do, huh? Games for Impact, which is a category that I don't fucking understand, and just you can't say Games for Impact when you are trying to be an apolitical thing, which is again impossible. To be apolitical means that you are encouraging the status quo, and you are part of the system, because there is no such thing as impartiality and apolitical. That is just by default. You are just falling back on the state in that respect. Let's see. 24 or 23 is 27 is here. 24 is this. 23 is that. We always go with the thing that has bright colors. Any option that involves bright colors, we're going with bright colors in this. But the games for Impact: A Space for the Unbound, Chance for Senar, Goodbye Volcano High. I don't know how to say this name, Tichia. I don't think that's how it's said. I don't remember the actual pronunciation. Terra Nil and Venba. I admit I am only aware of one of these 6 games. I have only played one of these 6 games. I should try to change that. I should try to check out some of these other games, or at the very least investigate what's going on with them and read about them. Goodbye Volcano High, I think, is a fucking great video game. I don't know if it is a game for Impact. I, again, am confused by this category in general. But I'm going to go with Goodbye Volcano High. They really missed out on the Holocaust game that came out this year called The Light in the Darkness. Possible. You know what? Could be too much of an impact in that game. Best ongoing game, which is a category I don't mind. I do not mind the concept of ongoing game. I think that is fun and fine to recognize such a thing. Okay. I'm going to panel line this before we add in the brooms. This is the broomstick before we add in the broom part there. I'm just going to panel line this right quick. Best ongoing game. Dropping some frames there. My apologies. Unfortunately, can't do anything about that. Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 16, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. This is probably going to be one of the awards where audience vote means more than other categories. Because they do that on occasion. This will probably be that one. If that is the case, look for Genshin Impact to win. If that is not the case and the audience vote is not weighed more than normal, I would say this is Cyberpunk, because games journalists and reviewers and media people are impressed by Cyberpunk. Uh, well, Lord Crashington, it's a best ongoing game, and it improved. Now, do I think it? No. Do I think that the foundation was good? No. Do I believe people when they say they think this is this is the version of Cyberpunk to get? Yes. So I think by its very definition of the category, it sits there. Do I think it should win? Not particularly, but I do think that with it's not even an ongoing game. I know, but it has DLC and people don't care. I don't know what to tell you. It has DLC, and people want it to win some categories and win some votes because they really like it. So it's going to win. It possibly is going to win this category. Again, Genshin Impact will win if people who can vote, if online means more than some of the other categories, then Genshin fans will make their voices heard. Yes. Best community support: Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, not 16, 14, and No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky should always win this category. No dev team works harder with the community to make things better for the community. Lord Crashington, community support is bug fixes and going out of your way to not shut down when you definitely should when talking to your community. Also, it's Fall Guys. No, it's not Fall. I'm kidding. Actually, honestly, it's Among Us. Among Us is still the game that should win this category. I'm going to give it to No Man's Sky because No Man's Sky, the No Man's Sky team, despite the numerous death threats that team received over the years, continues to actively listen to their community when they have every right to just say fuck off and not. They don't need to keep working on that game at this point, and they still do, and that's rad because they still sell copies of it, of course, because it's a business, but good for them. Destiny 2 is interesting because they definitely communicate with their community, but then also the community team works very hard to mitigate the terrible choices that other people make for Destiny 2. So that is an interesting idea there. No Man's Sky never seems to win this, but I could have missed it if they ever did. I don't know, Lord Crashington. It's interesting to talk about nominees. I don't care who wins. That is a thing I should make very clear. I'm not going to remember who wins this. I'm not going to watch the event. We'll probably talk about it the stream after the event is over. We'll just go through the results, and then I will probably forget about it. Yes, they do communicate a lot, though. Final Fantasy 14 won last year, I think. I think they always deserve if they win, but other teams are equally deserving. Yeah, I think you can say Final Fantasy 14 definitely deserves a win if that's what they get. Yeah, you don't feel bad about that. Best independent game. Not indie game. They say independent. And not indie debut, which is also weird and doesn't make sense. Indie game debut indie game is the team debuting? Is it their very first game? What does that matter? Why are these 5 or 6 games not in the best independent game category? Why do you say indie and independent? Do they mean different things to you, Game Awards? And again, why is Mint Rocket in here, which is a boutique developer for a larger developer that is not necessarily independent? Why is that in here? Why do we have Dave the Diver, which is a great game? Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, Viewfinder. Should Baldur's Gate 3 be in here? If it said best indie game, no. If it says best independent game, then yeah. You should include in best independent game Baldur's Gate 3 because it is an independent game. Even if it doesn't feel like an indie game. So I think the wording of this is weird because you should have Baldur's Gate 3 in here. The answer is Baldur's Gate 3 because it's the best independent game. Of this list, Viewfinder? I guess Viewfinder. I don't know. I independent to me sounds self-published or something. Yeah, so to me, independent just means like without investment of a major company. So even then, I think Annapurna Interactive makes it so that Cocoon should not be on this list. That's my opinion. If Baldur's Gate 3 isn't on this list, then Cocoon shouldn't be on this list, in my opinion, because their publisher is too big. But whatever. Cocoon is also in Best Indie Debut Game, along with Dredge, Pizza Tower, Venba, and Viewfinder. So some games are the best independent game and the best debut indie game, but not every game. And again, it's probably, I mean, honestly, it's Pizza Tower. Anything with two company names on the list is antithetical to independent. Yes. Hey, look, sometimes you need a publisher. You can't self-publish, right? Sometimes you can't self-publish, but there are different kinds of publishers out there, in my opinion. But I'm not here to say you can't. I am not here to say that you cannot go to a decent-sized publisher and be an independent studio, because self-publishing is a nightmare and does not seem like a thing that I should recommend people do. Also, where the fuck is anything from Strange Scaffold? That's what we should say about, because I put these two categories together. Here's my thing. Where's Strange Scaffold? They put out, yeah, look, the ska boat game isn't gonna fucking get nominated, right? But like, come on. Strange Scaffold should be on this. Strange Scaffold should have a game on this list, and it's like annoying that they don't. Like, I don't know. It's just like weird. Like, what's going on? Like, where is El Paso Elsewhere on this list? Like, El Paso Elsewhere deserves a nomination at the very least. You don't know. They don't qualify for debut indie, but they do qualify for best independent game, because guess what? That game's going to be on a lot of people's top 10 lists this year. It totally is worthy of being on there. Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't put them in debut indie, but I would put them in best independent game, because I do think that, you know, they put out two games that were great, and one of them is clearly, yeah, the Animal Crossing looking poker game with a ska soundtrack. I don't think is gonna hang, but I think it's weird it's not there. Also, you could put it in there for at least a couple of art direction at least. I do find it weird that some categories have 5 games and others have 6. Lord Crashington, I agree with you as well. There's a lot about this that just feels kind of weird. And I'm not quite sure what they're fucking doing with it. But yeah, I agree. Best mobile game, Final Fantasy VII, Ever Crisis, Honkai Star Rail, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Monster Hunter Now. The Now in Monster Hunter Now should be all capitals. It should be Monster Hunter Now. It's not. And Terranil. I guess Terranil? I don't fucking know. I didn't play any of these. You know what? Fuck it. Hello Kitty Island Adventure is the best mobile game. Why? Next question. I don't know why. I just think that to me, that's a funny answer if I say that the actual best indie game on this list should be that. We'll just say that. You played to the reactor sequence in Final Fantasy Ever Crisis and moved on. Okay, yeah, I hear you. Sometimes you just want to play the big one. You just want to play the hits. Did I miss a step here on the weapon? No, I don't know. Oh, that's probably for the shield. Those are probably shield parts. I forgot. I was like, I'm almost done with this kit. Why are there parts that I don't have room for? All right, we'll get through this here. Best AR VR game: Gran Turismo 7, Humanity, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Resident Evil Village VR mode, and Synapse. It's Humanity. Y'all seen that? I haven't played any of these in VR AR, but I can tell you it's Humanity. Why would you make a VR mode for Humanity? That's wild. You should look that up because it's credible. Humanity for best indie. Yeah, I mean, at least a nomination, but maybe it doesn't qualify. Did it come out within this year? Did it call the window? I don't know. Best action game. Finally, added to the list, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Dead Island 2, oh yeah, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Remnant 2. Look, this is the spot for Armored Core to get something. I do not begrudge Armored Core fans for wanting this to be the thing that they get because they want to get something for Armored Core. But the best action game is Hi-Fi Rush. That's just my feeling on it. It's Hi-Fi Rush. Ghost Runner 2 released after Mario and Spider-Man 2. Well, there you go. Journos must have gotten it early. Must have gotten it real early. 505 did their job. Best action adventure game: Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Legend of Zelda. It's Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. It's Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. It might be Spider-Man 2, but it's Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Best RPG: Baldur's Gate 3. And not Starfield with its, first nomination. Sea of Stars, Lies of P, Final Fantasy 16. It's Baldur's Gate 3 wins RPG. Because they're not going to win Game of the Year, even if they probably are the Game of the Year. They're probably not going to win that, and instead they get that. Best fighting game: God of Rock, Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 2, Pocket Bravery, Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6, I think. I think core Mortal Kombat fans are unhappy with the state of Mortal Kombat. And Street Fighter 6 was something that people could get behind. And Street Fighter 6 penetrated to old Street Fighter heads. You think journalists will vote for Mortal Kombat? I think journalists were bummed with Mortal Kombat. Because here's the thing. A lot of games journalists want Mortal Kombat. They've been playing Mortal Kombat the last 4 Mortal Kombats for the story mode. And this story mode was apparently disappointing to them in general. This is a generality. While even if the core mechanics might be good, that part of it wasn't in a way that seems to have happened. Again, I'm not sure, but I think it should be Street Fighter. Best family game: Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4. Party Animals is the fucking clear knockoff of I forget the game, but it is a clear knockoff. Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. It's almost unfair. Nickelodeon to game to win. It's unfair to put Mario Brothers in this category. Super Mario Brothers Wonder beats out Disney Illusion, probably. Best Sim strategy game: Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. I forgot that came out. City Skylines 2, go fuck yourself. No one is happy with that game. No one is happy with that game. Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage. I've heard bad things about Mario Wonder as a family game for parents. Yes, but parents aren't going to vote for it. Other people are going to vote for it and be like, yeah, families must love that shit. Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 is Pikmin 4 being in best sim strategy is very funny to me. I forgot that Fire Emblem Engage came out. I feel like that did not... people didn't seem horny for that one. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like people weren't horny for it as much as some other Fire Emblems. Again, I might be wrong there, but that, you know, Pikmin is basically an RTS. Yeah. I gotta blaze through this. Advance Wars 1 and 2, nostalgia wins. Best sports racing: EA Sports FC, people seem to hate that. F1 23, People seem to be okay about that. Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, and the Crew Motor Fest. I don't know. Forza wins, even if people feel mixed about it. Forza just wins out of necessity. Sorry. Okay, that's fine. I'm getting fucking so many goddamn emails from the Crunchyroll store now that they are a store that actually sells things that people want because they bought Right Stuff and then closed Right Stuff. I got a lot of fucking emails from Crunchyroll store. I gotta take care of that. I don't know. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. Great. Best multiplayer presented by Discord. Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, Super Mario Bros. Wonder? I mean, yeah. Fortnite. It's Fortnite. Fortnite is the best multiplayer presented by Discord. It's Fortnite. I don't know. I've heard good things about Baldur's Gate 3. I play Diablo 4 with a couple friends, and that's fun. We don't play enough. I'll say that. Most anticipated game, fuck off in general with this shit. Fuck you. Fuck you, most anticipated game. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws, Tekken 8. I mean, for me, it's Hades 2. I think this category sucks. It'll probably be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Because that game is, I guess, anticipated by a lot of people. I'm not one of them. Fuck off with that. I don't care. And then I'll also fuck off with this category. Content Creator of the Year. Iron Mouse, People Make Games, Quackity, Spreen, and Cypher PK. Look, I'll say this. They always seem to put in one thing, a person or a group that is actually important, but also don't really feel like content. It feels like a disservice to refer to People Make Games as content creators. Do they make things that people consume that is content? Yes. I would call them YouTubers or journalists, video essayists. It's weird to refer to People Make Games as content creators. I think it sucks. H-Bomber Guy? Yeah, I mean, H-Bomber Guy, I think he just said too much shit for it to be H-Bomber Guy. I think he's just talked too much shit. But yeah, I think it's weird and not great. So it's going to be Quackity. I don't fucking know. Don't cancel me. I don't know who Quackity is. So I'm picking Quackity. Best esports game? I don't fucking give a shit. Best esport athlete? Oh, God. I'm not even going to say these names so I don't get canceled. Best esports team, Evil Geniuses. We'll give it to them. I think they're breaking up. Best esports coach. Again, not going to even say any of these names. And that's it. I shouldn't have even said the content creators of the year names out loud because who knows what could happen with that. I could definitely get canceled for that shit. Yeah, I'm canceled now. We have a fucking ton of stickers to put on this, and I'm not going to do that now. We're going to take a pause for the cause. I think Iron Mouse should win. She deserves it. And also, it would be funny for them to have a VTuber on stage. It would be very cool. Look, okay, there you go. Thank you, Lashbrook. I don't know who Iron Mouse is because I only watch like 3 VTubers, and they're model kit VTubers, model kit building VTubers, and my friend Ramona. Those are the only VTubers I really watch, so I don't fucking know. Someone linked me the hard drive article from years ago, and it's still equally prescient this year, and I had to laugh. Yeah, they get it. Sometimes they are cruel in a very fun way about things, and they hit close to home, and you're like, oh. But also sometimes, yeah. With the freshest layoffs category presented by Subway. Yep. Yeah, close to home on some of these. Hi, I'm going to take a pause here for a second. We're going to talk about manga and anime in just a minute, but I just want to take a little bit of a moment here. This is my pause for the cause. This is my chance to talk to you about ways that things you can do to support what I do here, my slowly growing empire. My fairly consistent empire here. Exponential growth? No. Growth? Question mark. Consistency? Question mark. There are various ways to support me. You being here is very important and very helpful, so thank you very much for that. But if I could say, if you're currently a subscriber to the old Build With Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you're a Tier 2, if you're a Wrist fan. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through your subscriptions. You know, $5 or your Prime Gaming token. Or if you want to gift a sub to somebody in the community. We're currently at 40 subscribers. The goal is to get to 50. We want to raise up to the 50. If you want to become a subscriber, you could do that. You could gift a sub. If you gifted 2 subs to the community, I don't know why I raised the roof there, but I did. If you want to gift 2 subs to the community, you will be helping people out. They won't see ads. It'll be cool. You could also get 60 free days of Crunchyroll Mega Fan Premium tier over on Crunchyroll. That's a promotion that's happening in November that I'm a part of. I'm a part of that promotion. So if you want to give 2 subs, you get, it's basically you spend like $10 to get like, I think like $28 or $30 in value, something like that. It's a pretty good deal if you want to catch some anime. This is a good year for anime. If you want to get caught up on what happened this year over on Crunchyroll, like I would say go for it. Check the details, see if that's something that appeals to you. Also, bits and coins, always appreciated. There's no one on the cheerleader board. If you want to be the top of that, you could. Or you could gift a sub like Aristofan and John and Silverstreak if you wanted to. You don't have to. Again, optional. Those are the easiest ways to support me because you're already here on Twitch. So it's the easiest way to support me. But hey, I got other options if you want those. I got a Patreon. Patreon.com/PatBear. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining my Patreon. You just get stuff if you want to do that. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube, you can subscribe for free, of course, and I would love it if you did that. I'd like to see a little more growth over there. Also, on my YouTube, there's a membership. $2 a month. You get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So tomorrow, you will get a video before other people get it. And they'll have to wait till Wednesday to see it. And the one that I made for tomorrow is pretty fun. I don't know why I keep making... I know why. I was surprised that I keep making videos that are inspired by TikTok and Instagram. I look at TikTok and Instagram too much late at night before I fall asleep. Just as I'm kind of cooling down, walk away from the computer, turn on the phone, look at Instagram for a while and TikTok. And so here's another video that was inspired by that. So check that out if you wanted to. Let's see. Oh, those are all monthly ways to support me. But also, what about a one-time donation? You can make a one-time donation over here through Coffee or PayPal or Stream Elements. And everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund, and I buy model kits with that money. Like this kit, the Calibarn. I was able to pick up this Calibarn because of your generosity. Past you is helping present me and present you. As I mentioned, the next kit that I'm going to be building was purchased with gift cards from USA Gundam Store. Ghost Valve went to USA Gundam Store, had an account there, or made an account there, bought gift cards, got an email with the gift card codes, sent me a whisper here on Twitch. Ghost Valve also could have sent me a DM on Twitter because my DMs are open with those gift card codes. And then I bought the kit I'm building next, which is over here in my hands. And I'll just kind of lift up for a second there. That's the kit I'm building next. I'm very excited to work on that kit. We're going to build the real grade Gundam Epion. That was bought off USA Gundam Store. Now, that's a convoluted way to help me out, to buy something that becomes the next thing I build, to get a dedicated YouTube video, because that's going to go up tomorrow. The easiest way to do that, if you want to buy something for me to build, is to go to my Amazon wish list and buy something there. Over on my Amazon wish list, I've got Lego sets, model kits, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, Kits that are always on sale, kits that never seem to go on sale, some knockoff Lego that are fun. Ooh, I got to move that, get the pricing in order there. Some stuff that seems to drop in price on occasion and is a little cheaper than it was previously, which is pretty great. A bunch of different things that I'd be happy to build if you wanted to go and buy it for me to build. See if there's something there. Like, now, again, some of these are inexpensive, some of these are very expensive. But like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Figurized Standard Amplified Blue Eyes White Dragon is cheaper. It's like 20% cheaper than it was when I put it on the list. So that's nice. I don't think it's ever going to be super cheap, but it's cheaper. And there's some gear at the bottom because it's nice to have some gear options. I recently put in some new Lego on this list. And again, jumps the queue becomes the next thing I build. A fun way to help decide what I do next, if you're interested. And then, what's up? Oh, I have a Throne wish list. That's my alternative to Amazon, because it's nice to have alternatives for people. If you want to buy something from that list, you could do that over on Throne. It's a more curated list. No one has ever bought anything on Throne, but I still like having the option, because I know if I stopped updating it and stopped telling people about Throne, the next time I stream, someone would be like, I wish you had a wish list that wasn't on Amazon. And I'd be like, oh. So I have Throne. There's my alternative, even if it's not a big deal for me to bring it up all the time. If you want to join my Discord, feel free to join my Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. My Discord is nice, and you're welcome to hang out there. A couple video links for you to check out. The latest Pat Bear's Anime Club went up last week. This episode is talking about anime shows, full shows, that you cannot watch on streaming services right now. Lashbrook's throwing in the emotes. Thank you, Lashbrook. There are some series, some old, some very modern, that you just cannot watch legally on a streaming service. You have to go out of your way in various means to do that. And it's US focused, but that's the truth. If you want to watch these shows, you can't. So you can watch that video. And then Baerly Rehearsed is an ongoing video series where every week I write and perform a piece of comedy. And I promise that I have at least somewhat rehearsed it. It is at least barely rehearsed. And this episode was my character Randy from Randy's Soapbox. He's a guy who tells it like it is. It's just that everything he tells it like it is, he's not afraid of being canceled for his opinions that are too out there for some folks. His opinions are not too out there. They're generally pretty reasonable. But he acts like he is a martyr. Randy is just going to fucking speak truth to power and get up on his fucking soapbox and talk in the town square, which is his social media accounts. And he's not afraid to lose fans. He's never been canceled. All right, we're going to talk about some manga and some anime. I also desperately need to drink some water because my throat is parched. And oftentimes on these streams, I don't drink water unless I force myself to do it, which is bad. It's a bad choice. So let's talk about some manga and some anime. But first things first, water, dramatic transition to the overhead. Here we go. Also want to get something ready here. I got where we'll be rating. We already know that we will be rating Desert Bus for Hope. Because we always have to. During Desert Bus for Hope, we raid Desert Bus for Hope. I hope that Mary can forgive me for not raiding her on a Monday, because it's usually we raid Mary Kish on Mondays. Anyway, I have to put in a bunch of stickers here. 4 stickers per these. Each of these gets 4 stickers. So I got to do that. So I'm going to do that while I talk to you about my magical career at court, living the dream after my nightmare boss fired me from the Mages Guild. This is not an isekai. You might be surprised to find that out. All right, so 28 is this side. Okay, and 27 is the long way here. I guess there's probably more. All right, let me figure this out here. Let me get one of these stickers on right, and then I'll start talking about this. I can talk about this manga. So, this is not, again, this is not a manga that is an isekai. The main character is not necessarily overpowered. She is just very good at her job. But this is another of the kicked slash banished, the removed from your job when you are very good at it because people don't seem to understand that you're very good at your job. So then but luckily, someone recognizes that you're very good at your job, and you get a better job, and it's great. And things aren't perfect in the new job because there's you get involved in some shenanigans and various other things happen, but it's still way better than what your previous job would have been, or your previous job was, which was basically probably a black company where you were not well respected. If you do not know the term black company, there are black companies and white companies in Japan. This is the things that are referenced there. Black company is the nightmare place, the place where there is no advancement and you are worked to the bone and you miss your trains and you got to sleep there and there are crunches and your bosses are incompetent and it is a dead end. It is where workers are treated poorly and they are worked to the bone in such a way that there isn't even really time to look for new work, and also it is embarrassing to be laid off or fired. Culturally, that is changing. That part of it at least is changing, but it's still a thing where you're basically stuck. And a white company is a place that is a joy to work and there's advancement and all that. You don't hear about white companies as much as you hear about black companies, which is understandable. Anyway, so our girl worked for a black company, the Mages Guild. She worked in the boonies. This young lady went to the Magic Academy and came in second place in the Magic Academy. There was only one guy who ever was better than her. She could never outshine him. She was trying to be best in the class because she wanted a really good job so that she could afford to pay for her family, pay off some debts, and live well. She ends up going back home and working in the Mages Guild, and you would assume that, hey, she doesn't stay in the city, or she doesn't stay in the capital. She goes back home. You would imagine, okay, well, she'll do very well there because she's, a high-ranking member. She learned a lot at school. She went to this prestigious place. They'll treat her well. No. She's treated very poorly. She is the low end. She is just making potions and repairing things and doing the work of dozens of people and never complaining, but also she's just gotten wound down. And eventually she gets fired and they're like, you'll never work anywhere and you're incompetent and anyone could do this job. And it's very clear that the bosses there do not understand, and they will take a very long time in this fucking manga to understand that they fucked up. They really fucked up. That even the other employees are looking to just quit because they cannot keep up with the workload, because the girl who not only was doing the brunt of the work, but also was, the fact that she was still there gave people motivation to come to work. Anyway, she gets fired. She's not unemployed for that long when, even if she gotten fired, she might have turned him down. The dude that was ranked number 1 in school has made a name for himself and is now a royal magician. And he's like, hey, come be my assistant. Come work for me, work under me, work in the same unit as me. I need people I can trust. You are clearly overqualified for this. And a somewhat unique thing for this type of series happens. A big cliche in this is that the main character does not understand that they are very good at their job and they are overqualified for what they're doing and that they're overpowered. Our magician understands, our main character understands that she is very good at what she does, but she's a people pleaser and she was ingrained in her previous workplace that she has to do all this extra work so they won't get rid of her, right? So it's that twist. It's not that she's like, oh, I don't deserve to be here. I have to, I'm worthless. She doesn't think that she's worthless, but she does think that she needs to work as hard as she did in her last job in this new job, which is still a lot of work, but is nowhere near the amount of work of what she was previously doing. Um, Also, she's really good at it, and everybody likes her, and she goes and helps out in other divisions, and everybody wants to steal her away, including the royal guards, the royal magicians that take care of the crown prince want to her, even though she is very new, and her immediate boss prevents that from happening. But yeah, the prince is going to get her involved in some shenanigans. We leave off with her and her partner and a team of knights facing off with some monsters that they didn't know were going to be there, but it's very clear the prince knew. Oh yeah, there's a whole thing where she helps save a foreign dignitary. I think it's like an empress like visiting, and she foils an assassination plot very fairly easily with some backup from her buddy. It is a light romance. It is very clear that the guy that took her out of unemployment because he needs her in the job at some point in high school or in magic school definitely fell in love with her. But she seems to be like, this is my rival dude more than like, oh yeah, feelings. She's probably going to catch feelings, but this is not a romance series. I don't expect the feelings to like be an integral part of it. God, it's nice to talk about this while doing this sticker job. I think these are going to look fucking great, but this is very annoying. I really wish this wasn't stickers. I wish that this was, yeah, like I said, instead of being color correcting stickers, I wish this was fucking just like green plastic, like interlayered green plastic or something. This is annoying. We're halfway done with the stickers. That's the manga I have been reading, and now I will tell you about the anime that I have been watching. This episode of I Shall Survive Using Potions, I'm going to jump ahead and talk about the thing I really want to talk about most. Since I watched this episode, this is the thing that I have wanted to talk about on stream with all of you the longest time. So, our overpowered main girl, Kaoru can make potions, as is the title of the anime. She can make potions. She can make any kind of potion. She can make potions anywhere she wants and have them appear, not just in her hands, but like wherever she wants them to appear, which we could talk about in this episode. An important thing to note is one of her other skills that doesn't come up too often, but comes up very important in this episode, is the fact that she can understand all languages, which means she understands animals, because animals apparently have language in this world. Because in this episode, we are introduced to a horse that Kaoru heals, and the horse is grateful and wants to be Kaoru's horse and help Kaoru out, and has a lot of spirit and is very strong and can talk to Kaoru. And that horse introduces themselves. I do not know the gender of this horse, but I do know that the horse's first name. The horse says, "You can call me Ed." This anime, in episode 6, introduces a talking horse named Ed. A Mr. Ed, if you will. And that's not even the most fucking weird thing about this episode. It is the best thing about this episode is the introduction of Ed the talking horse, only talking to Kaoru, but still. Mr. Ed is my dad's name. There you go, Lord Crashington. But yeah, there's a famous sitcom called Mr. Ed about the talking horse. The horse is dubbed over. They used wire in the horse's mouth to make it move around a bit, to to make the horses open up, close his mouth. It was probably not cool for the horse. But there you go. Should there be a Mr. Ed anime? I mean, probably not. I would say no, Lord Crashington. I would say you don't need that. It doesn't have to be. It does. No. Yeah, I'm going to say no, Lord Crashington. There shouldn't be. Am I surprised there isn't? A little surprised. I imagine there was a Mr. Ed cartoon. I don't know. I don't know. I don't necessarily need you to tell me if there was or not. But I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Mr. Ed cartoon. Anyway, let's get into the actual episode. So, Kaoru, she has made herself known as a friend of the goddess. This world has a goddess. There's a religion that worships this goddess. Kaoru is there to help out. She has been helping people with her abilities because this world doesn't know anything about magic or potions. So she is there to help. There is a militaristic country named that has an imperial army that settles everything with violence. They're mad about this. They want access. They just want to go and kidnap her. They're going to war in order to get her. The Empire of Algot. Wants to wage war. They have used the Holy Nation, who are mad that Kaoru is ignoring them, to help them. And Kaoru is like, all right, well, I'm going to go and stop this army. So she originally plans to go by herself, which is wild. But then the group of orphans that she has taken care of and has helped her in the city are like, we want to go with you. And she lets them, which is also wild. So a bunch of orphans show up. And then also Fran, the knight that was helped in episode 2 or 3. Fran is like, we're coming with you as well. So some royal guards show up. And joining the royal guards is the prince. He is the brother of the king, Prince Roland, who had an injury that was healed thanks to Kaoru. And is a big supporter, and Prince Roland shows up. Oops. All right, I'm going to put that there. Put that there. So they're going to go take the fight to the 20,000 members of the Imperial Army that are marching into the country. They do it strategically. First, they attack the army and take out their supplies. So they're going to need to stop in towns, confront those townspeople, and then get water and food. Well, those towns don't have food anymore because the towns have evacuated and some food gets taken away. And then the wells are temporarily poisoned. They're not poisoned permanently. They're temporarily with potions poisoned so that they will cause diarrhea. And because, this is an offensive to take away the power of this army as they're marching in the hot sun without water, and they are denied stuff. And then if they do drink the water, they will be very sick. So either way, they win. There is, in one village, though, there is a secret well, and some people have conspired with the other country to give access to the well. So our knights arrive and attack people. Fran whips a lot of ass. But in the moments as they find this well, Kaoru is confronted by 3 enemy soldiers. And Belle, one of the young ladies, one of the girls and the orphans, risks her life, sacrifices her life to jump in the well with this, with the poison, to poison the well. And Kaoru, luckily, this is a fucking tough moment. Kaoru puts her in her item box and basically uses her item box, because I guess this item box can move living things. Uses the item box as basically like a teleporter to save Belle, which is great. And also we find out Kaoru can make anything as a potion, including poison, and can put the potions anywhere she wants, which includes inside the stomach or bloodstream of her enemies, because she poisons these 3 guys instantly. Doesn't kill them, though. Just gives them a lot of pain. Anyway, they're doing really well. By the time the army that has invaded makes it towards like a major city, not even the capital. They have so few people, and they run into basically an ambush. There is just like a lot of soldiers waiting for them, and they surrender. So great, we won, no problem. Well, no, we got to go confront the actual huge army that's at the border. This was a sub army that went and did this. The orphans get set back because this is like gonna be really dangerous. They got to go protect the house at the capital and be safe there. So they go to the capital. Uh, and yeah, they 40,000 versus 40,000. The actual big war starts. And at the front of it is Calru's plan to have Prince Roland distract and kind of steal focus to kind of offset the army. And this is our first time, friends, does not work because Calru is their target. They need to kidnap or kill Calru because she is the goddess's friend. And they can, hold her as a hostage. Calru gets cornered. Fran shows up to kind of defeat them. They're scared of Fran. Prince Roland takes an arrow meant for Calru. At the end of this episode, Fran gets fucking stabbed. The screen goes red because Fran is fucking stabbed. And oh no, is Calru going to kill all of these people? Now, Calru can most likely make a potion to heal Fran. Also, Fran did take a potion that made her younger and stronger, so theoretically she might be able to withstand a stabbing on her own. This is just, in my opinion, like a nonsense mid-season cliffhanger, because it is episode 6. It's a wild cliffhanger. And also, during that whole thing, there was the whole thing with Mr. Ed, which we talked about. Ed, the horse, was there, and that was fun. And then people were like, can Calru talk to a horse? Can she talk with, like, animals? Because she's talking at the horse, and apparently it understands her. And they're confused by that, because they were unaware that Calru can just talk to horses. All right, so anyway, Fran will hopefully be okay. I mean, I hope. I don't know, but I hope Fran's okay. And it's fucking wild that we're even dealing with this here. Okay. Here's our broomstick rocket booster thing, which we can fold up to align with, to put in here. It's going to go in. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, it goes like this. Goes like that to close up here. And then that goes in here. I guess it only goes that far. Feels like it should go farther. I don't want to break anything, but it feels like it should. Did I put it in wrong? No. Okay, it just kind of sticks in there, but it doesn't slide in all the way. I can't really tell. I feel like it does slide in. There, okay, it does. I had to push a little harder than I would like to on a kit like this, so that was weird. But yeah, that's connected. Is this supposed to go in farther? I feel like this piece should slide in farther, and I have to look to see. Yeah. This should go in farther, huh? Yeah, this needs to slide in farther in here. I don't like that. All right, well, I'll try to... There we go. I don't like how hard I had to press to do that. I would say if there's any part of this kit so far that I have not enjoyed, it was that moment. I've just felt like I had to put too much pressure on this big, cool, weird weapon. But now I have. And we are almost done with all this. We still have to build a shield. We are going to stay late if we need to finish this kit up, because we still have to build the shield. I don't want to be working on this kit on Thursday. I want to start the real great Epion. We only have a couple more parts here left to build on this. But yeah, we might go past 11 tonight, which is fine for me because I don't really have to be anywhere tomorrow. I got a little bit of stuff to do tomorrow, but not too much. I do have a stream tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. Pokemon Black Randomizer run continues. We're still working on getting our team together. There are still Pokemon that we still need. Like our 6 right now, I don't think is the strongest team, so we still need to work on that, but it's coming along. All right, so let's get our support here so we can get our big gun arm that we need here. Oh, I also need to talk to you about the family circumstances of the Irregular Witch. The family circumstances of the Irregular Witch is another 2-part episode. Last week's episode was an anomaly because it was one long story. This one is not one long story, so we can talk about that. Viola is making cookies. She's baking cookies. Viola is the human who has learned magic but is not a full witch. She's making cookies, and she's trying to make snake cookies, but all of the cookies look like giant poops. So nobody is happy with that. Alyssa tries to help baking new ones in different colors. But it basically, like, it goes from looking originally disgusting, like looking like poops, to just like being like horrible, disturbing, weird, odd shapes. But here's the thing. Viola's cookies taste good, so people still want to eat them. And they don't want to upset Viola. So they eat them even if they are gross looking. Basically, they're just like, yeah, I mean, we'll give it a shot. Our big weapon here, which we can open up, our big broomstick, is weighted here in the back. And then this pops up like this. Oops. Put it in there. And then this flips up. Oh, come on. Come on. There it is. This flips up so that the hand can go in from the top. Like that. Because it's like an underarm weapon, basically. And it looks rad as fuck. Look at that thing. Look at it. It's so fucking cool. Oh, also, this kit does come with a stand. And we're going to put on here. This is a very cheap stand. This will not last the test of time. But it's fine to have. It's also just nice. It's nice to have some of these stands, even if they're cheap, just around. Because this kit is probably going to have trouble standing up on its own. Because of the big weapon on there. But I'll just do this for now so you can see what it looks like. Big friend here. Looks rad. Anyway, I'm just going to put this up here because we still need to build the shield. Even with the stand, it doesn't necessarily want to stay up that well. Open up that. We got to build the shield. There are beam sabers. We could just pop one of these out for the beam sabers. So we want to do that. I'm going to put a beam saber in the other hand for a second. Do that. We'll do one with the gun and the beam saber, and I'll do one photo with the gun and the shield, which we still need to build, which we're going to do now. And I believe there is at least one sticker left to build or to assemble on the shield. I think the shield only has one sticker. Gotta do like this. You can see like that. Gotta pose this photo. Gotta make it look good. Hell yeah. Fairly artistic for me. Anyway, let's build, while I tell you the rest of this episode, let's build a model kit here. Finish building a kit. And then I got to put on this. Like I said, this stand, this kit is a little too top heavy. I think hopefully the shield will balance it out, but it's just the weapon. So this is not necessarily the best stand for this. I would say you probably want to get a more traditional stand. These beam sabers are lovely, though. I love this clear blue. So good. All right, now let's build. Yes, we do at least have one more sticker to put on here. Let's build the... Oh, yeah, there's two. Oh, yeah, there's like 3 stickers left. All right. Let's build the shield, everybody. This shield will also, because this is like the aerial style, this shield will come apart, but I don't like the look of that when the shield comes apart to do a bunch of other stuff. I think that never looks great for these kits. It's like the one thing about these kits I don't think is particularly good is the like components of the shield break away and become extra armor. I just think that it's cool in the anime. It looks fucking cool in the anime. I just don't think it looks cool on the design of the shield. I just never liked that too much. But again, the anime, it looks cool. All right, so it goes there, C16 is this piece here. The rest of this episode, I can tell you that the majority of this episode is Viola remembers a childhood bedtime story about the Sandman. And it must be fate that she's thinking about the Sandman because the Sandman crashes into her window, coincidentally, because Sandman fell asleep. Sandman is a fairy and is in just a lot of trouble. Sandman is just in quite a bit of a pickle. Sandman's having marital problems, which is like, okay, sure, sorry, my guy. But yeah, having marital problems, not doing great there. And is just kind of like getting older, got achy joints, just like having a rough time of it. Viola's basically just like, hey, my pet Phoenix has healing spells, but fairies are afraid of the Phoenix, which is, I think, reasonable to be like, actually, I would love to not be anywhere near the Phoenix. So that doesn't work. And then they're like, all right, well, what about hot milk? Like that, at least we can help you get some sleep. I know you're achy and sad, but how about some hot milk? He's like, no. Luca. Basically, they make reference to the fact that there is what is in for fiction fairy tales, a Danish version of Sandman, Luca. I don't think I'm pronouncing it right, but Sandman does not get along with. They are similar. Basically, this anime is just like, hey, these two very similar things that are probably from the same fiction. The same kind of root stories. Yeah, they're both there and they don't get along. So warm milk, not going to work. And then basically they're like, okay, well, you don't want to use magic and you don't want to use home remedies. I guess we'll take you to a doctor to get like treatment for your sleep issues and maybe your achy joints. To which he's like, pretty grateful for the idea. And then also he's like, yeah, all right, I guess I also should probably try like talking to my wife and try to like work on our issues, which is great. Very helpful for him. And he's like, okay, Alyssa, thank you so much for the help. Here is a bottle of my sleeping sand, and you can just use that for whatever. Alyssa's sister wants to buy it because apparently it's worth a lot of money. It is a very rare item that people will really want. And then the episode ends with the most ironic thing of all. Sleeping sand causing Alyssa to be unable to sleep because she's worried about this expensive item in her home and thieves and bandits coming for her and finding and to get it. So this item that is supposed to help people fall asleep, or actually just make them fall asleep, is causing her to have bad sleepless nights. And that's not particularly like funny, haha, but it's like fine. It's funny, fine. Like I don't, it's like, okay, sure. You know what, anime, sure. That's your end joke for this thing, is she can't sleep because people are going to steal from her. It's like, all right, okay. It is what it is. We have one more sticker left to put on, and then we are fucking done with stickers. Holy shit, this kid had so many stickers, and we didn't even use all of them because some of them are this or that. But this kit had a lot of stickers. I realize now we didn't have to do these stickers here. We didn't have to do those at all. They look fucking rad, but you'll never see them because the way, like on display, we'll know they're there. But that was unnecessary. We could have probably skipped that. Whatever. We didn't. Okay, so this is gonna go here, and this is the last sticker. I'm gonna wait and put this all together and then panel line it in one fell swoop. What I want to hear from you now, friends, as we come in, as we try to stick the landing on this model kit and we try to wrap up this build, I would like to hear from you, friends. What you watching right now? What are you playing? You got any video games you're playing? You got any movies you're watching? TV shows you're checking out? Go to the movies this weekend. I watched a lot of wrestling. I watched Ultimate Party, DDT's Ultimate Party. I have not finished watching it. Ultimate Party 2023, I should specify. But I watched a lot of that, and it was really good. It was very funny and wild. I have not watched the final 3 matches, so I have not seen Chris Jericho compete in DDT. His first match in Japan since 2020. His first match ever for DDT Wrestling. Very weird. But I did watch a lot of other stuff, including in that show, Saki Akai's retirement. She is retiring from wrestling. She is going to continue on to be an employee of DDT in Cyberfight. Her finale, her goodbye match, fucking whipped ass. And it was really solid and great. And it ended with various people coming to the ring, thanking her for her service, presenting her with flowers, representatives from Tokyo Joshi and DDT, and it was really lovely and sweet. And then also, big fan of Saki Akai, big supporter, person that helped train her. There was a video message from Shinsuke Nakamura, who is a wrestler for the WWE. And what's really wild is it was just for people in attendance. The over 4,000 people in attendance for the show got a video message. The audio was muted, and the video was just of her in the ring reacting, and you couldn't see it. People shot it on their phones, but it's this weird thing where it was like, oh, that's cool and weird. I mean, it was like a very fun moment, but it was a strange thing where like suddenly like she's just freaking out and we can't hear anything. And it's just like, oh no, that's Shinsuke Nakamura doing a video message just for the live crowd. It's cool as hell. That show was really good. Hearthstone expansion coming out, so I'm ready for that. I have lots of gold, just so much fucking gold ready to shell out to unlock some packs and get a bunch of card packs ready to go, so that I can make that money, or get cool card packs. I don't know, that's the whole thing. Get plenty of card packs, get some cards, dust some stuff that I don't need to make some cards. It's going to be a whole thing. This is the wrong piece. This is going to go here. So yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm Alan Wake 2 in the can. Still thinking about Alan Wake 2. God, what a good game. But yeah, mostly just doing that and hanging out. There we go. Okay, go like that. Aristovan finally put a bunch of time in Alan Wake 2. That's a scary-ass game. It is. There's some fucking scary shit in that game, but it's great. Other folks, if you're playing anything, watching anything, let me know in the chat. But yeah, Alan Wake 2, fucking really good. Weirdly enough, very good game. I have not put enough time into Like a Dragon. I just have not put enough time into it. I want to put more time into it. I need to put more time into it. I got busy over the weekend. I'd like to think that I will have some time this week to put some hours in. I'm going to prep for Pokemon Black tomorrow. I might do a little grinding and leveling up some Pokemon. But if I finish that, if and when I upgrade or grind and get some levels on some of the Pokemon, I will then most likely tomorrow anyway try to find some time in the evening before the stream starts to play a little bit more Like a Dragon, because it's good. I just haven't had enough time. Lord Crashton says, I've been trying to finish up this Halloween event in Euro Truck Simulator. That's Hall, Haul. Though I had a bad crash that caused the truck to vibrate in a barrier until the damage level reached 100 to lose the delivery. That fucking sucks. That really sucks. Just be like, you just had a bad accident and then you're just paying for it and the whole thing's over. That blows. I'm sorry, Lord Crashington. That sucks. Wristfan says, I started Like a Dragon as well, but I want to get through Alan Wake 2 first. I'm in the back half. Hell yeah. Yeah, I finished Alan Wake 2, so now it's like the main game is that, but I gotta find the time. Wednesday, I don't really have much going on Wednesday during the day. I will be a mod for Jeff's stream if Jeff streams on Wednesday, because everything's always up in the air with the amount of kids he has now, and the newborn being having some issues. Things are looking good now, but they can be a little rough there. So because Jeff's, his schedule's been up in the air, so Wednesday I might be able to get some gaming in during the day before all the wrestling. I do have some work to do that day, but I might be able to squeeze in a little game time, a little Pat Bear game time. I am not going to do the back of this. I could, but why bother? Because I'm not going to separate these pieces. So we are done. Now that once I do, I'm sorry, we're not done. I got to wipe this down here, and then we're done. Shield looks cool. I wish there's this kit is just, a little bit of red, some cool color effects, and then and clear parts, and then white. I do wish there was a little color to the shield. I wish there's a little red in the shield. Honestly, that's the main thing. I wish this kit had a little bit of red here in the shield parts. I think it's a bit of a bummer that it doesn't, but it's still cool. Have you seen the custom Mech Wars game that's getting around a bit? Seems like Armored Core with ridiculous customization system. No, have not seen that. How do I put this shield on? Oh, it goes onto the arm here. Okay. Yeah, have not seen that. Sorry. I don't have anything to say, Lord Crashington. Have not seen that. I'm sure it'll cross my desk at some point. It'll show up in my recommendations for something. I'll see footage somewhere. But yeah, have not seen that. And this is our kit. I'm going to turn this here so you can see it. I don't know where on here it's going to go, but it's going on display. I don't know what's going to get rotated out. Something's getting rotated out, and this is getting rotated in because it just looks so fucking good. And I think the stand should hold up, or I can switch it with a different stand. But this kit just fucking whips ass, and I want to display it. So maybe blue. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. But something on my shelf there is going to get replaced or display there because this is just looking so fucking good. And that's going to do it for tonight's stream. As always, we are going to end with a raid. We always end with a raid. We're going to find somebody doing cool shit out there and spend some time with them. Of course, tonight, that is, of course, Desert Bus for Hope. They are continuing their marathon charity fundraising for Child's Play. We love them. We fully support the work there. There exists the possibility that tonight might have been the night that this very crew did my this or that I made for them. I don't know when Graham is going to do it. It's at his leisure. But we're going to go raid. Please come along on this raid. That did not work. Why did that not work? Raid Desert Bus. There it goes. Try that again. Please come along on this raid. Please come back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, for Pokemon Black Randomizer. It's going to be good. Thank you all so much for being here. Thanks for hanging out. We only went, we didn't really go over. I just usually wrap up a little bit before right now. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye.